Aloha. It's been a while. I was quite surprised when Spirit told me that I needed to do a read today, except more of a channel. I have my cards, but it's just, I rarely use them anymore. And so I'm just shooting from the hip and sharing information because I was guided to. It's been a lot of spiritual warfare going on. I've been going through my own healing. I'm sure many of you have, the few that are following me, because I've said it before, we're just at a different ascension here. And so there's not going to be like 1,000 of or plus followers yet. But that's okay, because if you're guided here, you are one of the few leading those thousands. Where do I begin? Because there's much that I was told to talk about. I don't even know if I have the energy for that. So I'm going to tap in and out while I'm going over things with you guys. And I may pause for a minute while I gather more information and accuracy. So hang in there with me. I had to go somewhere where I would be unbothered. And so I'm just out here in public, but away from people, so I can go ahead and do this. And in the middle of, on my way to do that, I get stopped to inform someone pretty high level in the celebrity world, to say the least. And, well, she's not listening. And I've had to inform some pretty high level readers, and they're not listening. And yeah, I'll just leave it there for now. I guess I'm not big enough for them to take heed. So whoever this finds and is guided here, well, pay attention. Let me take a moment. What should I address first? Two things. Least important. About the I don't know that I will. It's not up to me whether I share it. I thought we weren't gonna share that. We're gonna share it now. Are we sharing names? I asked if we're sharing names because this whole time I haven't been sharing names, and I've noticed that there's readers online giving out details about celebrities, and they have no business doing such a thing, and telling people's business, you know. So just checking in real quick. So on this whole twin flame journey, in the past I mentioned about how there could be a high level and a low level twin flame, and people have the perspective they have about what the twin flame is. There is a lot for me to still say about all of that. It just pains me how I'm seeing a lot of the misleading and the misguiding and the same story looping over and over for years. I stopped doing reads online for a while because we're evolving, and I see that a lot of the readers, they are telling the same story over and over again, and it's come to a point that it's very specific. I know who it is that they're talking about, but they're making it like it's the collective energy, and that's not. And so that's frustrating in itself too, because us as readers, we're here to be guides, not here in vanity. A lot of these readers are here in vanity, just like these celebrities dancing on stage, shaking their ass, thinking that, you know, they're doing something great because they're inspiring and motivating people. But the reality is they're really playing into their own vanity, and it's disrupting the vibration in a big way, and it's leading people somewhere they're not supposed to be, you know. And the whole thing, like, you know, they want to get 1,000 plus subscribers, you know, but it's like, where are they leading the people? It's like, you can lead them to the party for sure, all right, but do you get them home after that? They're not getting them home after that. They're leaving them at the party, which is way in Timbuktu, and giving them some inspiration and some truthful guidance along the way, but they're not guiding them back. And by back, I'm saying is a higher level of consciousness. And because they want to get money, like the celebrities, or the celebrities that are on stage dancing, shaking their ass. They're distractions. So we got a lot of people distracting and giving a lot of distractions. And right now it's supposed to be a slowdown time and healing. And you know me, like I feel like I look like shit because I've been going through it. Like I said, spiritual warfare out here like a motherfucker. And it's like the people that are leading the flock to the party are making it harder on those of us that are guiding them through consciousness, not with an ounce of it, you know. And by that I mean like the more high level readers and channels and seers like myself. We're leading people to their ancestral line to get their main abundance, which would be in partnership and the family lineage of wealth. If they're not connecting with their ancestors and the beyond, well, they're missing out on a big part of it, and they're just asking. The law of attraction or manifesting isn't really working, because that's not how it goes. If they want to get led to their true abundance, they need to connect with the beyond, not have someone like a preschool teacher leading them daily by the hand with videos and look at me. And so it's just messing up the whole vibration, and it's making it harder for people like myself to get the rest on track. It's like they lead them over here, like I said, to Timbuktu, okay, way over here, but now they gotta come all the way back to this wide point because there's no more straddling the fence, okay? You gotta choose which side you're walking on. If you're walking in the dark, you're like coming back like maybe 10 steps forward, 2 steps back, right? Then you got to come all the way back to really walk towards the light if you are seeking a higher level of consciousness, which you need if you want to obtain your infinite abundance. So there's few of us that can connect people with their ancestral lineage and show them how to get there. But it makes it real hard when people are really good at shaking their ass on stage and using their vanity to look at me and you can be like me, and most of the population isn't, because guess what? They're tired. They're withered. They're working a 9 to 5. They're distracted by icons. What's an icon? Con. They're getting conned out of their own abundance by projecting all of this energy towards these icons, and they're distracted. So it's just a big old mess that's happening right now. And to get the icons back on track to where they're not conning the rest of the people for their energy, their money, their attention that feeds them and their lifestyle and puts them on high because they get an ounce of motivation or inspiration, but still live the same life in a 9 to 5. It's making it hard for people like myself who can show everybody how to get the real abundance to where all more like this instead of like this, you know. And so now I went off on a little bit of a rant, but it's becoming very frustrating because I've been providing guidance to some people and they're just not listening. Their pride is way bigger than their love. The love of the world and the love of people. They don't realize that they're fooling themselves too. They're not just fooling the world, they're fooling themselves too, because they, you know, I'm sure a lot of them, it is coming from a good place, but if they really visit their energy about it, if they love for the people, the wealth would be a little bit better balanced. So anyways, let me see where I'm moving on from that little bit of rant, but that is what I was told to say, yes. Alright. 3 things. Sorry, this is personal right now that I'm decoding, so bear with me for a minute. Yeah, I know it's rough, bro. I know. Cause I got something going right now. Anyways, I'll catch you later. Love you too. So there's a lot of us out here doing the divine work, spreading the divine message, and it's rough. And that was just one of my brothers. Back to okay, so like what people are committing themselves to. Okay. Sorry, there's like flies and everything out here. It's just bothering me. It's a like I said, spiritual warfare. It's just like all kinds of distractions trying to come in on so many levels to try to prevent the message from getting out. I can't even update y'all on my current circumstances, and that's a whole nother fucking thing. Back to the divine partnerships and the commitment. See what people are committing themselves to. For example, they're committing themselves and patting themselves on the back for being someone that's uplifting community, giving inspirational music and whatnot. But they're doing it through artists that are caught freaking drunk driving and shit. And tying themselves to low vibe energy. So that's just the city. So I'm using like a personal experience right now because that's the main truth that I have. What I've seen. And what divine tells me. So we gotta be careful who are we committing our time and our energy to, especially right now. Just because we're doing good things doesn't mean that we are raising our own consciousness or others and helping the collective get to a higher state of consciousness. Just giving them something that inspires them to go get a better job or do this or that. If it's not divinely guided, they're not in the flow. A lot of people think they're in the flow. Many don't even know what that means. But if you're not in the divine flow, you cannot flow into who the divine wants you to. If you just taking a job that's not yours, you are a distraction to someone else's journey and your own. A lot of people in survival mode are like, let me just go get a job. As long as I'm making money and I'm doing a good job at that, I'm doing what I need to in this life. But that's not what it is, People are not doing what they're divinely guided to. They think because the door was open and they got in that, it must be divine. And it's like, no, free will. Free will changes everything, and it's how we build our consciousness. If we have free will, we aren't authentically building our consciousness, learning compassion for ourselves and others, speaking up for ourselves and others. If we're in survival mode and living in fear, we're definitely not ascending consciously at all. So much to say. It's just so frustrating. Because I don't want to make this too long and bother y'all. And it's like simplifying things that so much has happened and so much time has passed and so much is so wrong. This is more for now to jumpstart, get you guys and whoever you are leading onto, well, I'm sure another path here, or to confirm what you are on. It's just painful. And literally it's painful. It's like my body has, gone through swelling, the cortisol levels and everything because of my environments. And what it means is the vibration needs to change. It's like, just like the stereo can put out vibration, right? And shake us internally, or a gong can be hit and you could have sand on sheets of metal. If you've ever seen something like that, look it up, and it will change the formation of the sand on the sheet of metal. Some frequencies do well in us and some do not, and some do well collectively. That's why I say we're responsible for our energetic input and output. And you got a lot of people out here energetically raping people. That's what I call it. People like, oh, put your shield up. No. It don't work like that. When someone's stereo comes by, booming out their car, and now where I'm at, and a lot of people got some banging ass systems. It rattles the car. It shakes you inside. Some is a quality vibration and some is not. Like a baby riding in the car, fall asleep because the vibration is good. And when people get in the car, they might not understand that's what's happening. They think, oh, because the baby just needs to be moving. No, you could probably put them in one car and it's not vibrating in a way that is soothing to the child, and another car is. So, let me check in here, because I'm getting like yes for what I've been saying. But there's still more to say about the twin flame, or just high level, whatever y'all want to call it, twin flame, high level. Some of us may have more than two, okay? I've explained in the past, because it depends on how we are all ascending, us as the individual, and then the people being divinely aligned with us. Once divinely aligned, they still need to keep in that flow and following their divine spirit guides, so we can have cross points that we meet each other at, because we're literally just in the flow day to day, listening. Okay, where do I go to this hangout? Do I go to this restaurant today? You ask everything to your divine your counterparts. Your divine, you can call it whatever you want, your spirit guides, your angels. I say the divine a lot because it encompasses the all. Some people may refer to it as source, but I'm including my specific team and the gods and the goddesses and the angels and the guides that they have assisted me along the way. The importance of connecting with that team and being in the flow is so we can meet our connection points as divinely timed. I'm tired of hearing everybody talk about how, oh, it was divinely, or everything's happening perfect at the right time. That's why the world is to shit right now, because it's not. That's why the earth is getting shaken. You got volcanoes going off. You got flooding. The divine is not happy, so it's an ultimate cleansing, ultimate awakening. It's like only the fit will survive. It's time to decide. Time to make some choices. Which side you're gonna go, because your actions, whether you consciously decide you're gonna go here or there, on what side, you're walking on one side or the other predominantly, and that determines who you run into, determines who you are connected to, right? Because if you're way over here How are you going to be connected with somebody way over there if you're not connected through a friend or a relative and a blah, 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 right? So the importance of meeting your ultimate partner and being connected with your ultimate abundance, not relying on manifestation or law of attraction. If that was really working, everybody would have what they want. Many of us don't, right? You gotta dare to not sacrifice your spiritual path for lifestyles, a desired lifestyle. And that might mean, most likely will mean, yeah, you may lose everything at one point in time. You just strip down. So you can really see things clearly, really see who you are, really see what you want. And then you communicate that to your divine team. This sounds good, but leave it up to them to guide you, because they have a way better idea than you do. And until you remember who you are, where you come from, your lineage in the beyond, because a lot of people don't even understand why they're here on this earth. I'm not going to that another time. People think this is just it's just an experience and it's a privilege. No. It's a banishment from the beyond, because people fallen. They didn't get it. They did something out of line and they failed. They got banished. Not to an island, to a planet. I have to see if I can keep going on this. And they reincarnate until they get it right. That's why you see people having pictures of Tupac or Matthew McConaughey, and they look like somebody from the past. Yeah. And look, the more they reincarnated and spiritually ascended, they got more connected with their divine inheritance, or back to it. People have been banished here. And the importance of everyone consciously ascending and connected with their divine team is so they can go live in the beyond after all this, because it is way better than here. And that's to say the least. Now I'm going to leave that there for right now. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't know if I want to say that, but you got me here saying it. On what avenue? Something I need to share with you guys more about the divine partnerships. Is about them connecting with them, me in particular, or just how to. So, about the opposites, I said this before. The power is with the opposites. So, like, you'll see in the celebrity world. It's okay to that. In the celebrity world, a lot of Leos are running the celebrity world. Okay, it's gonna be much. So I'm gonna say some things and we can touch back on later. Y'all can hit me back up on it later. Wow. I don't know if they're ready for this. Okay. Pay attention. Pay attention to what y'all be watching. I've said it before. I only go to what I'm guided to. So I know a lot, but I know it because of my connection with the divine. But I don't watch a lot of media. If I do, it's like briefly, or every great now and then I get to watch a movie or a series. But it's only for confirmation of what I've already been told. Well, not saying only, but usually that's what it is. So do I know that I've heard right and I've been following right? So I'm gonna drop something big on you guys. This world, they had this series called Grimm. Never watched it. It's from Portland, where I'm from, or filmed in Portland. And it was brought to my attention, but I was not guided to watch it yet. And something I was guided to watch. Can I share that? Really? Okay. I was just guided to watch a series called Discovery of Witches. And that really solidified everything I'd already cracked the codes on. And remembering who myself is. And the biggest way. So I encourage you guys to go watch Discovery of Witches. All 3 seasons. I think there's 3. I just watched that within like a few days ago. As they call it, different types of creatures on this earth. Vampires, demons, humans, and witches. You really look at the celebrity world, you'll notice a lot of Leos are running the celebrity world. They're vampires, what I call vampires. And I'm not just talking, I'm talking about like energy vampires, right? But they do actually have the look of what's depicted in Hollywood as a vampire if you look closely. They are often, well, what? They're on stage, wanting everybody's attention, you know, sucking up their attention. To what? Have a profit, be an inspiration. But the exchange is all these people's energy, their money, and their attention, right? And the opposite of them, the Leos, would be the Aquarius. In the movie Discovery of Witches, well, the vampires have what they call blood rage, right? And what's a Leo? A lion. Eats meat, right? People say cats don't eat anything but meat. But the reality is we can all eat plant life. Period. I try to sum this up for you guys, but this is gonna be like, you know, you guys gotta just think a little bit deeper and just go watch them and you'll find yourself in there. Maybe some of you are hybrids, maybe some are triple bloods, you know. But the power is where the opposites are. So my opposite is a Leo. And as beautiful as she is, as great as she is, she's a celebrity, I'm a commoner, right? She's leading people down the wrong path. As good as people may think she's doing with uplifting and motivating, she is, you know, and she's got a sweetheart. But she's the vampire on the light side. Not the dark side, but it's still the dark side. Because where she's leading the people is darkness. It's self-fulfilling still. Because it's more of a generation of energy for her than it is the people that she may feel she's servicing. And a lot of celebrities, I feel, they go into acting because they're, which stage, right? Even if they're doing music, it's like they turn into their alter ego, right? They've got some traumas that are still present that they're working through. But once they do, they may switch more to maybe some reality television, you know, versus acting. And that's a problem in itself. The acting is throwing things off in a major way because it is manifesting, right? And if you practice something long enough, right, and you go home and you rehearse this vibration in these ways, well, like they say, you are what you eat. You know, you are what you focus on. Fake. You know, so if you're faking it, how are you really going to get to what's real? How are you really going to get to real love? Your true abundance, right? So in the Discovery of the Witches, I don't want to give away all the details, but it's important for you guys to know that the power is where the opposites are, and with the spiritual warfare, they be trying to keep the opposites apart because there's so much power. You take a vampire, you take a witch, like myself, right? And you put us together. Those two different worlds coming together, that's a lot of power, especially if both are walking in the light.
There's something else I'm supposed to hit here. Is it on that subject? Okay. Did you want me to say anything further on this? Okay. Are you okay with what I said? Okay. You good with what I said? Okay. Because at first I was told I was going to be saying all that. So I'm surprised. It's been a big shift. Things have been changing very fast, very rapidly. But now, two things. Okay, what? Hang in there with me. Okay. So one thing that I'm being asked to touch on is the pride being bigger than love. My person seeks love, has her whole life. But whether she doesn't trust everything that I'm saying or she does, my understanding is she does, but is scared to come forward now. And there's others aligned, because you can't make someone take the steps, right? So there's others aligned. It's kind of like who's going to come forward first, right? But there's still agreements made before here, and like prearranged marriages. And my understanding is I have a lineup. Can I share that? I have a lineup of witches, but my divine number one counterpart is vampire, the opposites. I believe she loves lobster, so she's a meat eater, or for all I know she's not still, or she is. My understanding is she's been looking more at vegan foods. I since have become not strictly vegan anymore by way of divine. No eggs, but cheeses, depending on where I'm guided, that I can make purchases from. Things like that, or have milk. And my understanding is she's starting to become, or at least look into being that. So all this work I've been doing with telepathy this past year, my understanding is working. What she has seen online and what I've guided her to, my understanding is working. But it's been one hell of a journey of, do I say that? Okay, don't say that. Listen, no, it's been one hell of a journey. This part of the journey, it deals a lot with telepathy and strengthening your telepathy, and it can be with someone that you've never met. But if you're connected with your divine team, they will make it very clear at some point who your divine counterpart is, your prearranged marriage, and you will use telepathy to ring them in. Because, well, roles could be reversed, but I'm guessing I'm talking to those that are like myself. One is of the consciousness, and one is of the material, the opposites. So Leo, the lion, the lamb, the deer, the one that's often preyed upon, those, you see the opposites that I'm talking about energetically, as well as but since I've joined this journey, I've taken on not only, do I share that, the dog spirit and the cat spirit. I've always been like of the dog spirit. Wolf. And I knew I was still had like cat-like tendencies and stuff, but as I was getting pulled more and more to my divine counterpart, it was like I was on these rites of passage that were very much more cat-like. And so, anyhow, it's like weird now because the animals, where they just always just come to me, dogs and even cats, now it's like they don't know. It's like they come and then they're like, oh, it's like almost like, wait, who are you? Like a wolf in sheep's clothing, you know, because they feel, I think, both presence of alpha, and it's kind of a mind fuck for them. And so that's been a whole nother experience. And with my counterpart being a Leo, it's like a stray cat, you know. You can't just say, come here, and expect they're going to show up that day. They may not show up for a long, you may feed them every day and they may never come. And I've been feeding mine, and yeah, because the message is more important. And so that kind of takes me back to these people trying to make a living off of tarot reading. And it's one thing to do a bunch of tarot reading and get your donations and all that, and then it's another thing to be doing reads. But even then, it's like that shouldn't be their only like full-time occupation. Well, I won't say it shouldn't be their only full-time occupation. I think for some, yes, but YouTube is just infiltrated with people that is like they're monkeys dancing on a stage, you know. Some of us are intended to, I would say, like mediums and whatnot, and yeah, be more than paid to make a living off of it, but not because they're a monkey dancing on stage. It's because of word of mouth spread, and that takes time to build that clientele. Because things are very specific. We're not for everybody. And ants. There's something else I'm missing here. Okay, 3 things. Okay, something with having more than one in alignment for me. Okay. Okay, having more than one. Not many of us will have that in the near future, in this era. Some of us will have many, not a lot of us. Some of us will just have one. But some of us may have many. And that's because, you want me to go into that? That's because they haven't been loved properly. We're going through an era where, well, there was male or female, but, you know, a male-dominated industry in the entertainment world, right? They took advantage of it. They left a lot of women, and there's still men too, but a lot of women, because you got your like Chris Browns and, you know, Ushers and your Drakes out there selling themselves to these women sexually, and women are doing it high level. Men, people going be bothered with me. I'm not trying to say names, but it's important to know. It just pains me to have to say some names but it's in your face. It is what it is. Just take a look at the scene. You know how people rocking the stage, what energy they're calling in, and it thrives off as low vibe, sexual energy, right? Not consciousness. And they've got all these attentions of thousands and millions of people, women and or men, who have their attention directed at them, and I wish one day, right? problem with that is they're distracted in low vibe sexual energy to someone they will probably most likely never have. And if they do have them, it's for a quickie and a one-nighter as a groupie. So you see how that already throws off the vibration. Versus having, say, artists like Tori Kelly. Okay, she's not just stripping all her clothes off and whatnot. And, Justin Bieber, they buy bulk of what they are servicing. They're not talking about low vibe sexual behavior up in this club. Don't mind if his chick is a stripper. The reality is a lot of the women entertainers are just, they're not much short of a high class escort or stripper on stage. They're just doing it in a light that shows them differently, because they're not in a stage where people are stripping their clothes off in a club with a bunch of drinks and alcohol. But they're still putting themselves out there to the masses in low vibe sexual behavior. And why do they need it that way? Why are they not focused on giving that to their person or their few persons? Because like I said, we're going into a new era where a lot of these women in entertainment have not been loved properly, and they've ascended consciously. You got your Janet Jacksons, Angela Bassett, Angelina Jolie, and then and I'm going there because of age, and let's just go down from there. But when you think of women like that, it's man, they're not with nobody solid because they haven't been loved properly, or they didn't love properly. Because I could take a look and we've all looked at Will and Jada Smith, and it could be Will that wasn't loved properly, maybe at one point in time, is my guess, with the things I saw in front of all of our eyes, August Alsina, but even then, it just, they may have not handled their time of separation appropriately. They may have, one ascended, one may have descended, and they put them in different spaces in time, and people try to stay in their relationships because they're not seeing that they're actually in different dimensions, to say the least. And they try to make these relationships work, and they don't work because they don't want to let go of something familiar, or what they know, or what they love, or don't want to be like a cheater or whatever. But they cheat themselves, and they cheat each other to stay in these relationships that they haven't ascended together. They're better off acknowledging that, separating, taking that time to figure it out, not take advantage of, and then not come back with lies or anything that holds or distracts the other. When the world evolves into understanding how to let go of someone that way, we'll be in a much better place. But in the meantime, there's a lot of people who haven't been loved properly, and there's few of us that have met where they have ascended. So we have things like they call Casanova, right? Some doing a low vibe behavior, lying and cheating and sleeping around with everybody. And then some, they do it in a higher vibe, like they're loving on, 2 or 3, but they're lying. So it's still taken to that low vibe, but they're giving good love to the people that they're with. One way or another, we need to give these women and men that have ascended beyond their connections proper love. How do we do that? Well, some people might have to end up sharing, and that's where you have like polygamy or things like that, right? But when you're dealing with highly vibrational people that it's all love, and just and respect. Things hit differently. But we feel energy. We can feel when someone's lying. We can feel when someone's deceiving. And that's when things go wrong. But people, you can love more than one person at one time. And people are going to see a lot more of that in this new era. Now, how deeply they love somebody physically, I mean, that's a whole nother thing. But there's going to be a lot more to understand from that. Do I keep going? I'm just touching the surface. So for me, so I've been trying to avoid this. And look, I'm kind of trying to play stupid with divine, but because I was told I wasn't going to say this, but I guess I am. So I was aligned for someone, but that person has not come forward, hasn't stepped up, and then I got aligned with others, and they didn't come forward, they didn't step up, and when you got a commoner trying to reach out to a celebrity, it can seem weird, it can seem like I'm crazy, makes it really hard. They got to take a leap of faith, and I took a leap of faith by reaching out. So I'm not open to receiving. Can't even get the invite approved to communicate, and guide them regardless of what we choose to do romantically. But because my counterpart did not step up, we've lost out on a lot of time where our relationship could have been an example for many people, and the work that would have come behind that union on my side of things, an example for many people. And since we've missed out on so much of that time, many have missed their guidance. And otherwise now, many have ascended beyond their opposite, beyond their counterpart. And that leaves me. There's others that have been brought my way that I was to guide, and their ego got the best of them. Some think I'm delusional because people seeing is believing, and where faith is not seeing. Faith is taking that chance, risk, whatever you call it, without seeing. To search your internal compass and take that leap. And the ones that I have started to guide, they've gotten beyond themselves because they started to get introduced to who was in line for them. And it was like they thought, oh, it's in the bag. And it wasn't. They didn't pass their test because they didn't pass on with me. And it was like, if they don't know how to treat me just as a friend, no way divine's going to give them the goddesses or gods of light. And my plate's more full than I want it to be. Because when it all comes out, my understanding is these people are going to still be knocking one way or another. And one way or another, I'm going to be guided to help them one way or another. And me, healed from all of this spiritual warfare that's affecting me and my body and my brain. Yeah, I'm a hell of a catch. I mean, I'm even a catch now. But, man, I've been in my waiting process for my divine counterparts. Not one has got it together. And I've been going through a lot of suffering. Having to wait because part of the opposite side of me is to share their wealth. I share the wealth of my knowledge. They share the wealth of the material. And none of them have shared. Not $5, not $10, no nothing. But my understanding is they watch me and watch out for me online. And watch me like a freaking TV show, but haven't dared to reach out, not even anonymously, and send me just some funds. But yet I've touched their heart somehow, but not enough for them to share. And I was warned that would happen, but I didn't know it was going to be this bad, and I didn't know we'd go through so many of my divine alignments. That's why the whole truth and forgiveness is important. One, to uphold the truth, and one that's going to have to forgive when that truth comes forward. And so what I'm being asked to share with you guys, because you guys might relate, is you may be brought many that you got to guide anyway. Likely they may fall in love with you. Likely you still have to go on the journey, a shaman journey together. You got to show them how to connect further. They're good, but they're not of the level of consciousness that you are. Or roles vice versa, you know what I'm saying. So, your divine counterparts that missed the bus, they're going to have to understand it's mission first. You got work to do. And at this vibration, it's only understandable that you may have great love for those that you are guiding, and them for you. And it's like, you know, when people say with a lot of women, they say you get a woman by making love to her mind, and a guy by feeding his belly. To each his own. I'm really balancing it all. But to understand, you may have many, because many have missed out on proper love. And many need to ascend consciously, because they're guiding everybody else. So all of these celebrities that are aligned with me, they gotta guide their masses back. It's not all bad, but it's not getting them still where they need to be, where the world needs the vibration to be. And so, where I am a one-person, I had to go through this with divine, where they're like, no, like it, it's been like half a year in progress, where I had to accept that I'll have many. Now my understanding is one main one, right? But I'm taking people on their shaman journey, and in that we are kind of like cut from the same cloth, because the main one is my opposite. The rest are witches, not vampires. So it's kind of like dating your own kind. It can go a little bit easier. Supposed to go more into this. So anyways, a lot of high-level celebrities, my understanding, when they get over their own fear, they'll be knocking on my door, and I'm to guide them. I'm generally just a loving, forgiving person anyway, and the point is that it's mission first. And how hard would that be for me to finally be met with my ultimate partner and have to leave here or there, and, you know, leave the home to take time with someone else, because it's mission first, and there'll be a genuine, understandable attraction. Puts me in a hard place. But we're in that place because all these years me and my divine counterpart could have been together, solidifying ours, showing others the way. And they're all goddesses of light and beautiful, right? But I am a loyal person. And now, as my understanding goes, I'm going to have to be loyal to a whole lot of others, because it's mission first. And my understanding is that wraps this up for now. And God, I know it's a bit all over the place right now, because I have to watch what I say. And I could be in mid-sentence, and it's like, I can say part of that, but not this. And it's a whole fine line to walk. But understand this. We're in a new era. So let me nutshell this real quick for you. We are raising the consciousness from this low sexual vibe behavior up through the 3 chakras that they call, through your navel, the sexual region, up into the compassion where people are actually being friends, not just using people because they tickle them down below, make them feel good down below. Having compassion for the person on the street, having understanding for somebody, but not taking their bullshit because you got love for yourself, or holding enough space to have understanding, but knowing when to cut it off so it doesn't damage you. Being able to speak our feelings, speak our thoughts, and discern what we are speaking about, because we're responsible for our energetic output, right? And our input, what we're listening to, what we're watching, where we're taking people by the hand and saying, follow me. Yeah, where are they following you? If you take them to the party, you damn well better take them home. Especially if they drinking and getting drunk and making stupid decisions. You better be able to get them home from the party safely. Not raped by energy or physically. Not distracted because they got their eyes on you. Leading them home, remember who they are and where they're going, why they're here. It's a lot more than just coming to this planet to manifest. You gotta remember who you are, where you come from, if you really want to have. And I leave it there for now till I'm guided to share another video. Hold on. Oh, I guess I will be guided past, present, and future. Showing people how to look back so they can know where they're going. Not to dwell in the past. How to learn from it. Enjoy the present. Be in the flow so they can flow into a prosperous future. Peace, love, and so many blessings all over you. Till next time.